What to do if you've been arrested in Pacific Beach here in San Diego. If you've recently been arrested in Pacific Beach, or you have a family member who's recently been arrested, stick around. I think you're gonna like this video. My name is Dod. I've been a criminal defense attorney here in San Diego County since 2004. My firm is Dod Law. What we're going to talk about today is you've recently been arrested in Pacific Beach and you have a court date coming up. What do you do? What are the next steps? Before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. We're trying to help educate the public, help the public get the help that they need, and that's why you're here watching this video. Now, you've been arrested in Pacific Beach. Now, what are the common types of cases we get out of Pacific Beach? The most common is a DUI. Why is that? Because every year there are at least 12 to 15 DUI checkpoints in the Pacific Beach area of San Diego, whether it's on Garnet, whether it's on Grand. Right before you get to the freeway on Highway 5, they usually have a sobriety checkpoint set up. So a lot of our cases that we get from the Pacific Beach area of San Diego are DUIs. The next type of case we get, as you can imagine, are assault charges. We get several assault cases. There are several bars in the Pacific Beach area. If you've ever been to Pacific Beach, you understand that there's bars everywhere. There's bars all along Garnet, all along Mission. There's bars everywhere. There's people out late. There's a lot of kids there. A lot of people come here for vacation. That's the go-to spot. There's a lot of drinking. There's a lot of fights. There's a lot of arrests. DUIs and assaults. What else? The next common type of crime that we get out of Pacific Beach here in San Diego, domestic violence. That's right. We get a lot of domestic violence cases. Husbands and wives, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouses, significant others, you name it. We get a lot of domestic violence cases. Again, a lot of them are involving alcohol. What else do we get? We get burglaries. There are a lot of burglaries out of Pacific Beach because it's a college town, basically. A lot of people go to bed. A lot of people go to sleep. A lot of people come home drunk, forget to close their door. Lots of burglaries. There's lots of robberies that also occur in Pacific Beach, and thefts, grand thefts, petty thefts. So you name it, we get it here in Pacific Beach, San Diego. Now, you're watching this video because you probably fall under the umbrella of one of those cases I just mentioned. Now, what do you do? Now, you're gonna usually have a court date. And if you're arrested in the Pacific Beach area of San Diego, your court date's going to be downtown 1100 Union Street. So on the date of your court, and this is if you're out of jail, if you're in custody, it's a whole different issue. You're in jail, you're going to go do an arraignment, you're going to be in custody while you do that arraignment. But if you're out of jail, you most likely got arrested, you got taken to jail, you either got released or you bailed out, and now you have a paperwork that shows your court date. What do? Well, you show up to court on your arraignment date, and that's the day your case begins. Now, everybody asks me, well, Dod, should I get an attorney? And it is highly advisable in any criminal case, whether it's a misdemeanor, whether it's a felony, that you get an attorney to handle your case, right? You don't want a brain surgeon. You want a brain surgeon to do your surgery. You don't want to do your own brain surgery yourself. So you want a professional. You want somebody that's been doing this for a long time. We're putting out this video to basically help educate you on what the process is. But again, we advise you should probably look into getting an attorney. My name is Dod. My firm is Dod Law. We're located here in downtown San Diego. We have an office in Vista. Your case, if you're arrested from Pacific Beach, will be in downtown San Diego at 1100 Union Street. Our office is right next to the courthouse, just a few blocks away. So you should consult with a local, experienced criminal defense attorney for your Pacific Beach criminal case. Now, what do? So you go to court. If it's a felony, you walk into the courthouse and you're going to go to the first floor. that's where your felony arraignment is going to be. If it's a misdemeanor, you're going to walk into the courthouse, you're going to go to the second floor, and it's going to be on the second floor. That's where you're going to have your misdemeanor arraignment. You could also be on the 9th floor if it's a domestic violence charge, but for the most part, you're going to be on the first floor or the second floor, depending on whether you're charged with a felony or a misdemeanor. Now, if you're charged with a felony, you're going to show up, you're going to plead not guilty. Everyone says, well, Dod, why am I going to plead guilty? What if I did it? Why should I plead not guilty? Does that look bad if I plead not guilty in front of the judge? And in every felony case, it is standard for you to plead not guilty. Your attorney's going to plead you not guilty regardless. So you plead not guilty, you're going to get a new court date. So you go from your felony arraignment, now you have a readiness conference. Now between your felony arraignment and your readiness conference, there's going to be about a month and a half, depending on how much time your attorney asks for. What happens in that month and a half? Well, that's when your attorney is going to get all the discovery, all the police reports. Everything that's relevant to the case is going to be given to your attorney. And your attorney is going to do everything behind the scenes, all the investigation that they need to do. And then at the readiness conference, your attorney is going to be able to talk to the judge, talk to the DA regarding the case, and hopefully work out a resolution for you. At the readiness conference, the case will either continue or it'll get set for a preliminary hearing. That's between you and your attorney. So that's between you and your attorney as to what is going to happen at the readiness conference. Now, what happens if your case goes to preliminary hearing on your felony Pacific Beach case? Well, a preliminary hearing is like a mini trial where you're basically going to go in front of a jury or in front of a judge, not a jury, and your attorney's going to cross-examine witnesses, and then you're going to get another court date after that. Now, everyone always asks me, well, should I have all my witnesses at a preliminary hearing? No. We usually do not present any evidence at a preliminary hearing. Let's say this one more time. Do you need a witness at an arraignment? No. Do you need witnesses at your readiness conference? No. Do you need witnesses at your preliminary hearing? No. When do you need your witnesses? Only at a jury trial in 95% of cases. So you don't need witnesses unless your case goes to trial. So after your preliminary hearing, you're going to have another readiness conference where your attorney can decide whether or not you're going to go to trial or not. Ultimately, that's your decision. Your attorney just can advise you whether or not you're going to go to trial or not. And then after that readiness conference, the next stop is a trial where 12 jurors are going to decide what happened. If before a trial you plead guilty, then you're going to have a sentencing date as well, depending on whatever the deal is and whatever your attorney worked out. Now, on a felony case downtown, you're going to be in either Department 1101, 1102, or 1103. What if it's a misdemeanor? On a misdemeanor, you go to the second floor, you plead not guilty. Case begins on that day. You're going to have another court date in Department 202, most likely, sometimes 201, sometimes on the 9th floor. And remember, in a misdemeanor case, you do not have the right to a preliminary hearing. So all you're going to have in your misdemeanor case is a series of readiness conferences, and those are just settlement discussions between the judge, the DA, the city attorney, and your attorney. And at that point, your attorney is going to decide and tell you what the deal is, and you're going to decide if you want to take it or not. And if you don't take it, you're going to go to trial. Just like in a felony case, you have the right to a jury trial. In your misdemeanor case, the only difference is you do not have that preliminary hearing. So everyone always asks me, in my misdemeanor case, do I need my witnesses at my arraignment? No. Do I need my witnesses at a readiness conference? No. You only need your witnesses at a jury trial, whether it's a felony or whether it's a misdemeanor. That's when all of your witnesses are going to come to court. They're going to testify on your behalf. If you settle the case before you go to trial, then typically on a misdemeanor case, you will have an immediate sentencing. Remember, on a felony, you plead guilty. You're not going to have a sentencing for about a month and a half after. In a readiness conference, in a misdemeanor, if you plead at the readiness conference, you're going to be sentenced immediately, and basically your probation will start on that day. Now, what's the difference between misdemeanor and felony probation? I have another video on that, but just briefly, misdemeanor probation is always informal probation, meaning you don't have to report to any probation officer. Felony probation is when you're going to have to report, check in, and do all that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that's a lot of information, for you to go over and swallow. But again, if you have any questions, give us a call. My name is Dod. My firm is Dod Law. I've been doing this since 2004. We do exclusively criminal defense. We're located downtown San Diego. We also have an office in Vista. If you want to talk to us, 619-814-5110. Our website, www.dodlaw.com. That's www.dodlaw.com. If you want a second opinion on your case, give us a call, 619-814-5110. Have a great day.